want to say before this video starts, I do talk a lot in the section of the video. It's all just uplifting stuff and thoughts and stuff like that. But yeah, just fair warning, you know what I mean? I talk a good amount. There is still Instacart drop-offs and all that good stuff, but just a heads up, man. Let me know what you guys think about the conversation, and enjoy the video. What's up, guys? Back with another vlog of Instacart. I just got here like a little bit ago. I was waiting for an order. It seems kind of like whatever today, but then as I was looking at something, I realized I seen a $40 or $41. It was like $41 and some change for 3 people, 51 units or 51 items, whatever. So we picked that up. I'm gonna go in and get it. It's $41 for the first one, so that's cool. Give me a nice little bucket to start off with. But yeah, let's go ahead and get in there and get it, take care of these batches, and start the delivery. The first batch looks like it's 3 people, $41. Let's go ahead and get this stuff delivered, man. Bunch of shit. Let's go. Today, I woke up feeling like I didn't really want to be here too much. You know, after all the things I feel in my chest, you know, something I've been living with for a long time. Nothing crazy, but it really turns you the other way when you feel things inside and then your head's also on your ass. But because of this, my brain feels a lot up here. It thinks a lot up here of things, and you know, all I could do is understand that the Bible holds us responsible as men to provide. We all provide in our own ways, right? Women tend to think they don't have to provide, you know, that they should be taken care of and stuff like that. A lot of women that you hear of nowadays. But they do provide. They're supposed to provide in different ways than the man is. You know, which is other stuff. You can take it how you want it. I just follow what I know to be true and what works. But all I can say is, no matter what the fuck you feel, no matter what turns you away, just keep going. Because when God saves you and God helps you and God puts you in a better place, you're gonna wish you did everything you were supposed to do or should have done, because you wanted to sit down and forget about everything because you felt like it wasn't going to be okay. And you're going to regret a lot of things if you don't do it when God heals you. You're going to miss out on that whole life. So whether you're providing or you got plans or whatever the case is, you just got to keep going, you know. That's one thing I've learned when I got depressed. I took 6 months off and I missed a lot, and all it did was make you sad again after I realized I got a lot to catch up on. But just keep going, man. Don't worry about nothing. All I can say is do your part every day, and your better days will hit you for sure. Yeah.
In a quarter mile.
I had to deliver. That's why I kind of cut off before me delivering, and then not only that, someone was trying to race, so I was like, gotta go for that. That's just me. I'm a sucker for racing. But nah, today I just really felt a certain way, man. And life to me is just a boxing ring, bro. It just is. You just want to go hit for hit, you know. And with God on your side, you're gonna win that fight. 1,000%. You're going to. That's why it's important for you to look for Him and be with Him. You know, I can tell you one thing right now. I was really, when I thought about reading the Bible, I was really discouraged from it. People, I heard this one thing that said, oh, you know, some of the people who know the Bible back and forth go not to heaven, right? And that made me think, okay, well, life's just a journey then, you know, just kind of hear your message and go with it. But then I was like, okay, that was obviously a discouragement from whatever negative entity or whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it, I don't know what to call it. So many people believe in different things. I can really care less for the negative at the end of the day. But, okay, that's a discouragement. So I read, and even the portion that, there's even an audio one. There's an audio one for the Bible too. It's the Holy Bible something. If you guys are interested, I'll post it. But that's if you guys are. But I read and listened. That's actually where I got my daughter's name from, is Zyla. Zyla's in the Bible. But I read a good amount to where it actually changed my life. And one thing you need to understand about the Bible is that the Bible, God created the Bible to speak to everybody. So the way it needs to speak to you is the way you'll take it in. So, you know, God, like, you know, we're always like, how do you hear God? How do you hear God? Well, God's the good voice in your head. God's the good feelings you get. God is the feelings you get when you're making a decision. There's a lot of things you can declare as God, but God is everything, you know. So for me, it changed a lot. And I read it, and it gave me such a better look on things, and it spoke to me the way God intended for the Bible to speak to me. It'll speak to everybody the way it's intended to. God made the Bible very readable for anybody. Whatever understanding you get from it and what sinks in and feels right is the message spoken to you. And I understand that, so I do need to finish the audio Bible and stuff like that, because it is word for word for the most part. From what I've seen, I literally read the Bible and listened to it, and it was like word for word. But yeah, it's just, I encourage you guys to read the Bible, because it will change your life, and to know that God is the truth and God is the way, right? You take what you feel serious when you read the Bible, right? You're going to, because God's not playing around. He made that for his children. So, you know, everything to God always had to be good. And if you read the Bible in the beginning, you see that's His word. It's, you know, that's good. That's good. That's good. Like, whatever was designed to be on this earth originally was, God felt was the best for His people, His creation, His everything, you know? But yeah, anyways, I felt really discouraged today, and I know I'm all over the place, but I've been heading towards God and with God for a section of my life now, a good section of my life now, to where I can deter what is what. You know, I can determine when it's just negative speaking to me to try to discourage me. I can feel the difference. I can feel when something's trying to discourage me, and I can feel when something's positive. I can feel when I'm supposed to be doing something like that, and a lot of the times, you know what I mean? But it's amazing, man. The Bible has taught me a lot of that. But yeah, guys, I felt really discouraged, but life is a boxing match to me. I'm going to go blow for blow, and that's how it's going to go, man. There's a lot of things that could discourage me, and I can tell you guys about myself. Does it really matter what I'm going through? No, it matters. It matters on what I'm doing about it. You know, we can sit and cry, and you know, God will fix our life, you know, as time goes on, and we take longer to get better, or we could try to get better through all the wrong or all the negative that we're going through, and we could waste no time. And either way, God has our story written out. So it's more of what you're gonna do about it. You know what I mean? I've done a little boxing stuff like that, and boxing to me translated in such a powerful way. No, I'm not this amazing boxer. No, I'm not this. You know, I don't box like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had my share of activities in life, but you know, boxing has taught me a very important lesson, and boxing spreads out through tons of what life can be and what it could bring, and your outlooks. It changes your outlooks. Boxing is such a positive sport. In my opinion, do I think people should be beating the hell out of people? No. You know what I mean? But in my opinion, what boxing brings to the table is definitely important. It's definitely important. I don't think people should focus on it for the viciousness. I think they should focus on it for things you can change, things you can fight back for. Like, boxing translated to me a lot of different ways. I don't like hurting people. I really don't. I never have, never will. I've done wrong in my life, yes, absolutely. I'll never hide from that. But I've let the lessons be taught to me, and I've taken things that I've misconstrued and turned them positive in my way of thinking in life. Boxing, some people get in and they're like, oh, it's a viciousness, it's a sport, it's A, B, and C, you know, all this negative things. But it's not. When you listen and you learn and you calm down and you fight your problems through a punching bag, a speed bag, anything, you start to learn. You start to learn your timing. You start to learn the shots that are worth taking. You start to waste less energy. You know what you know, you learn all these things, and I think it translates in people's lives very well. You know, so therefore with boxing, it's taught me what shots to take, what's worth taking, where should I save my energy at, what should I put my combos into, what should I put more of my efforts into, when is enough, when is it time to move on? Is this fight over? Is this fight worth fighting? If it is, you make the most of it. You don't let any negative sayers take you down. You don't let any negative outputs that people bring to your attention put you down. A lot of people will talk, but not a lot have been in your shoes. And one thing I've learned is people will judge what they don't understand, right? For instance, you could look at me and you could judge me and you see my tattoos, but what you don't understand is what they are, what they mean to me, what part of my life it was. It doesn't matter what the tattoos have. It could be a small significant that reminds me of something. It could be anything, you know? Even for instance, my eyes, you know, when I did this and stuff, I loved them, right? And it was more of a warrior thing to me with the nose thing, and it was for my eye. I just at that time I just, don't get me wrong, you shouldn't inflict anything on yourself, but for me at the time, it was inflicting a certain feeling on myself. And not only that, I felt new as well. Tattoos can make you feel new and accomplished. People look at them all differently, wrong or right or whatever. Or even like the one on my forehead that I showed you guys in one of the shorts. I was really down and out on myself. There was a lot going on. But anyways, I'm just saying there's a lot of things that can translate in amazing ways. It just takes you to shut the fuck up, learn your lesson, and move on. You know? And again, it's like boxing. You know, you have experience, you might win some battles. You have less experience in a battle, you might take a hit on the chin and have to come back. But when you take a hit on the chin and you feel like you lost that battle, even though you gained so much knowledge and wisdom and strategy and all this stuff, right? You come back like, I forgot what I was gonna say. Even though you take that loss, that's a loss. That's what belongs to you, testing you. Do you really want me? Like, it's for anything, even you know, relationships, or having a car that you've always wanted, or anything, or a job that you know you've wished for that you got and you just somehow found your way out of it. But you take losses or lessons, L could stand for either one, to determine where your heart's really at. Some people are like, he don't really want it, he's not gonna make the team. Then you come back next season and you make the team and you're better than half of the players, right? And losses and lessons are just to see if you really want it. Just like finding God. When I repented, my life had took a crazy spiral, and I'm on the second year of it, and it's just been one thing after another, relentless, like, bro, I can't get my mouth above water to take a breath. I'm in it. I'm in the fight. But I keep coming back. I show up every day no matter what I'm feeling in my chest or my mind. I come back because this is what I want. I want to be a man of God. I want to be a man for, you know, in God's eyes, in my family's eyes. And not only that's my standard. I want to be a man, right? And I am. Am I a perfect one? Can you point the finger at me and say some things? 1,000%. But in reality, are you perfect? You let me know. I mean, if you're perfect, let me know the way, and I would love to find that route, you know? But then again, life's not about being perfect. Everything starts out as a minuscule. Everything starts out as a piece of gravel, a grain of salt, and it's all built. You know, there's going to be a lot of things that you face. But when I repented, I wished to be, I prayed to be wise and patient. And I'm telling you right now, it has not stopped since the day I prayed. After all these beatings I'm taking, right? After all these beatings, I'm going to be exactly where and what God wants me to be. And I'm proud of that because God knows me more than me. So when I say take me, right, and guide me, He puts the desire in my heart to be exactly who He sees me to be, because He knows me, right? You can say you know you, but why you get sad a lot of the times? Why are you upset? Why do you not feel accomplished at times? Blah, 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 right? Why do you not feel all these things? It's because you're still figuring yourself out. But who created you? God. God knows you. So he filled my heart with desire to become something. And when I think about it, it feels it feels either really right or like, nah, it's not really yours, right? Like, when you have something, it could feel like, oh, it's not really mine. Like, why don't I feel like this is a piece of me or part of me or my life, right? It's because maybe it's not yours. But the things that are yours, you'll feel are yours, and they'll stay yours. Trust me. I've tried to sell my truck 1,000,000 times, right? And it always comes out to somebody trying to give me a price I don't want, or my mind's like, nah, you'll get it fixed, blah, blah, right? Like, it belongs here. If it didn't, it would have been gone really easy, right? And you should never fight things that don't feel right, because that's God telling you to let go. And things that don't belong with you, God will keep smacking your hand over and over and over and over and over, and it will never end, and you will only hurt yourself, and then you'll blame God for hanging on to that wire with thorns in it, right? You'll blame God, but God tried to tell you to let go a long time ago. At the end of the day, we're not listening. The pain and the trauma that we're faced with, right? Like, is because we don't let go of things we shouldn't be grabbing onto. That's like keeping your hand on a hot fire pit. That's like keeping your hand on barbed wire. That's like keeping your hand, in a lot of places that it shouldn't be, right? Things that hurt you. So I've learned that God will give you a few things, and the devil will give you everything, because the devil unfortunately can give you things that God would give you, right? But it's up to you to know, to feel and learn, to listen and learn, and stuff like that. And I say the devil can give you the same things because I'm talking money, cars, clothes, women, I don't know, for women, men, whatever, right? He can give you all these things that are temporary, right? He can give you everything you want that is meant to be temporary, but God will give you everything that's everlasting, and it's up to you to know, hey, will this car go forever with me? No. Will this money stay forever with me? No. Will the love I share with somebody stay in my spirit and my soul, right? Yes. Will you remember them in heaven? Yes. So remember all these good feelings, right? Yes. Okay, all these things are something God gave you. Those are things you take with you. So you need to understand the difference. God loves us all, and I don't mean to talk so much, but just learn. We might have done something 1,000,000 times, right? Like crossing the street. I've crossed the street 1,000,000 times in my life, but that one time you cross, something different happens. So what I'm saying is, you could live life every day, but it doesn't mean that there's not going to come a time with an important lesson that you need to learn, right? Or that you should learn, and that you should be open-minded to. You can't just, oh, I do this every day. People love to say, I've been doing this 20 years. I've been doing this 30 years. Okay, every day is different. Things change, bro. That's why there's new guides that come out for jobs, new guides that come out for A, B, and C, right? For cars, all this stuff. So again, just wisen up, slow it down, and find the ground in life, and your walk will be a lot easier. But this might be the end of the video, might not, or I might make another video and post it, because this is long, and I'm sure you guys hate when I talk a lot. But comment down below if you learned anything. Comment down below if you have anything for me to learn. Comment down below what you got from what I'm saying. Maybe God sent you to speak to me. Maybe I spoke to you. But whatever the case is, my ears are open, my eyes are open, right? I'm here to learn, and I appreciate you guys' time, man. All right, the next batch, not too big, only $10, but it's cool. Adds on, adds up. At the end of the day, trying to keep going. Guys, I got another batch. Sometimes waiting has a purpose, man. So I have 2 batches alone. I've made over $100. I've gotten 41, and then right now I got 60 something on a tip that I'm about to go in for. But yeah, that's pretty cool. We're gonna go ahead and get this batch. It's a couple items for sure, but it's nothing I haven't done before. But for 60 some dollars, I'll go ahead and do that. You know what I mean? 4 miles only, so that's cool. Let's get on. It expects me to be done in like 50 minutes, so that's fine. I always finish faster, but just, you know, just throwing that out there because that's $64 in like 30 minutes, 40 minutes max, maybe, depending if I take my time or not. I probably finish in 20, 30, but just to give you guys more of an idea what making it to diamond can do. It's actually pretty easy. So yeah, like I said, today in two batches I made over $100. So this is what I ended up with for $64. Water under there, cans meat for $64. Rabbit right where I parked. That's cool. Henderson, you always see animals, bro. Every time you come to Henderson. It's awesome. I love nature, bro. I really do.